1, 2, 3, 4 test.
1, 2, 3, 4 test.
Good evening. The time is 8 p.m.
Yeah, I've got you checked in.
Right, good evening and welcome to the Amateur TV Net. I'm Neil VK3BCU and I'm located in Delahaye, which is near St Albans, not too far from the Calder Raceway. We have 5 stations have checked in this evening with video, which is fantastic. It's really great. And a couple of stations have checked in just watching. That's Mark VK3PI and Brendan VK3BKO. Now you can watch the net through VK3RTV via a set-top box and a small vertical UHF antenna, or you can watch Richard VK3VRS's YouTube and Discord feed. So hopefully you can watch it one of those ways, preferably via RF. I'm going to be putting it across to Peter VK3BFG very shortly, and then Peter will be putting it across to Richard VK3VRS, and Richard, if you could put it back to me. So I was going to have a little demonstration of these little RF sense boards. Where are we? A couple of boards I bought, which I have described before, which basically you put in line and it will detect SWR and then drive a relay. I did have it all set up on test, and then the test started playing up, so I wasn't going to risk embarrassing myself on air. But you can get these off AliExpress for $5 or $6, and basically there's a pod on there and you can adjust the SWR response and then trigger a relay to kill your RF output in case you forget to attach an antenna. I'll try that for next week. Okay, Peter, if you're ready, please everyone switch across to RTV1 right now and watch Peter VK3BFG. Take it away, Peter.
Thanks, Neil. I think we've got audio there. I usually come up face first, but I thought we'd do it a little bit differently tonight. What you're looking at on the screen there is a capture of the infrared signal for channel 3, or for selecting channel 3. All of these IR signals from the remotes have the same start pattern. They have this long pulse down here, and then a shorter, higher one, and then it enters the pattern of pulses. And the trick is to replicate all those with a microprocessor. So what we're looking at the moment is a digital requirements for channel 3. So we start off with 2 long, and then it goes 8 short, etc. Some more long, etc. So you've got to be able to generate those. I've been able to do that for quite some time now. So there's not too much new with that. There's a little bit of electronics in the receivers that we disassemble and reassemble. The next step is I usually go to my emulator, which is down here. Let me find it. Where are you? Bring back a bit. And down there. Let's see what you can see. Let's go in just enough. Okay, that's probably about as far as I want to go in. As you can see there, it's currently polling. Well, it's just changed to polling 2 megasymbols per second DVBS. It'll be there for a while, and then it will poll DVB-T, and then it will go back to polling DVBS at 4 megasymbols. There it is there. And that's all being driven by my development system, which is down here, which emulates everything that goes on the controllers up there. So currently I'm driving a GT Media receiver that's been disassembled, and I'll get a little bit closer to it, and reassembled into a plastic box. And if you watch there, you'll see the channel indicator change from 1 to 2, and then from 2 to 3. Part of the programming has been done by Stephen, 3GTF, and part by myself. I've done the infrared part of it, and Stephen's done the polling part. So we've actually got two little micros in there. One's an 80 tiny, 85, and the other one's a Pickaxe 08M. And you can basically see those down here. That's the 80 tiny there, and that's the little Pickaxe 08M that's dealing with the infrared controls and emulating the infrared controls. And there's a relay there which switches on when we get carrier, and that's controlled by the 80 tiny. Now I had this all assembled very nicely, and I took the oscilloscope to just look at what signals were happening, because nothing was happening. And lo and behold, I found the GT Media logic levels 3.3 volts, and my logic levels in the boards so far in the main have been 5 volts, with a few at 3.3 volts. But I'd assembled the board all with TTL level of 5 volts. So the outcome was that I got hold of these tiny little level shifter boards. See how small they are? There's actually 4 bits on that board, so if you're running 8 bits, you need 2 of the boards, but it'll level shift from any level to any level, because you put the level that you're shifting from on one pin, and you put the voltage level that you're shifting to on the other pin, and then the little device just exchanges those. So that's the reason why I've got this board sort of just sitting up there like that. The original line was coming into just to 2 pins, and I was wondering why it wasn't working, and it was 3.3 volt logic trying to drive 5 volt logic, which can work under some circumstances, but it certainly wasn't working here. So that's what we do, and when the receiver receives, the polling will stop. Just to give you an idea of why there's so much of a delay, you can see what happens when we start polling, and just looking at the receiver here. Well, there'll be no receiving now, no receiving, no receiving, no receiving. Probably just starting now, and that's about all the time you've got. Most of the time is spent in changing the channel rather than actually receiving. It's reasonably easy to miss a signal, and it might have to go around that pole a second time. So anyway, we've got one GT Media box all ready to go up. That's programmed currently on 1253 megs, which I thought would be the logical one to just try out, because we've got a number of stations out the west there. Probably got as many out the east as well. I do have a second GT Media box here, which I'll program for the eastern frequency of 12, 40, 45. Still can't get used to them. And we might put that up. We'll see how this one goes first. We're not quite sure how sensitive the GT media is and whether it's going to be okay, but we'll get that up probably during the week sometime, or maybe the weekend. I've also got a new splash screen to put up, and I'd have to say Dennis has absolutely excelled in my view. Look forward to the best splash screen that we've ever had. That's my opinion, Dennis. If you're listening to this, you're an artist for sure, and just improving. So it's really good. But we'll get that up also probably at the weekend sometime, or by the weekend. So that's what's been occupying myself. I've also been working to get 3R back on, and with Dennis's assistance we've made some good progress. So also during the week I'll be setting that up. Hopefully they'll be able to get in reliably on DVB-T. We just need that little bit of extra power as Bob BVR needs, or probably less than what Bob needs from the Eastern Mountain District Radio Club, but it's still got a little bit of dirt in the way. It's very close to being excellent, but it's just off that. Anyway, that's all I've got for tonight. I haven't presented myself personally, but I hope that's been of interest to people, and for those that maybe haven't seen what we do. So we certainly can't claim anything from the manufacturers in terms of the receiver doesn't work with all the mangling that we do. In fact, if you look at this line here, this one here, that one's going over into the board, and I picked up the 3.3 volt regulator there, and we're just picking the 3 volt off there. So just the act of doing that, and also bringing the 12 volt line in as well off the board, and then look what we've done to the case. I don't think we could send it back saying it ain't working. Anyway, it's a bit of fun, and hopefully we'll get some interest with trying out 2 mega symbols, and just to see what the difference will be. Couldn't get it down to 1. I would have liked to have done that, but no, 2 mega symbols is the lowest that the GT medium will receive. Anyway, it's over to Richard now. So VK3VRS to take it. This is VK3BFG anonymously in Montana South.
Well, there you go. There's a classic example of the polling taking a little bit. When I hit my transmit, I just missed out and had to wait for a whole loop by the looks of it. Thanks for explaining that, Peter. I'm sure everyone's very happy to hear exactly what's going on. I always say I haven't got much, but I'm always doing things, but not always can I present them. One of the first things that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people will notice, everyone on Discord, hello, you will notice that the quality of Discord is sensational. Playing around with some settings, and I think you'll find now you're getting very much full HD on Discord. So if anyone sort of gave up a little bit on Discord, and I can show a bit of an example of that. Audio. So you'll notice there's a few people on Discord, and now this is going to create a bit of a loop, but hopefully you'll be able to see how good a quality it is. You can see down here now it's very, very, very clear. Yeah, probably not the best, but anyway, I'll disconnect from there before everyone cracks it at me. Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell, but everyone hopefully will attest that Discord is definitely a much better quality. I was playing around with it a bit. Alright, back to me. Yeah, there I am. Now, anyone that's wondering, Brendan was calling out about a repeater, but it was right when the net started. So that's VK3RMC, which is 439.375. So that's the repeater that we chat on, that you might be able to get on to Neil. All right. Still playing around with lots of electronics on my desk. Lots of little boards and stuff, so yeah, still very busy doing all them, so that one there as well. So having a lot of fun with that, in fact doing a lot of programming. One of the other things that I've got, sorry for disappearing, but I've got one of these. Now, hard to fit it all on the screen, so you can see it, but that is replacing my 4-channel. So I've currently got a 4-channel that I use, so I can only have 4 audio inputs into my computer. That's going to allow me a lot more, 12 in fact. So I'll be able to get pretty, I suppose, all my radios, just about, all my active ones, plus a few other inputs. So might be able to play around with different microphones as well. I'm currently using that one because that one I forgot to connect, and I put the cable somewhere. Can't remember what I did with it, so probably used it for one of my experiments. So yeah, so now we've got 13 viewers on YouTube, and quite a few on Discord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 on Discord. Hopefully you're all enjoying the quality on Discord now. And the audio should be good. It's a bit hard to test the audio because I'm using basically the same computer, but in a virtual machine. So yeah, I get a few little audio loops, and it's hard to tell how good or how bad the quality is. So yes, that's about all I've got. So hopefully, yeah, like I said, everyone's enjoying Discord, and obviously our preference is always to use RF wherever possible. Failing that, Discord is great because it's so short, like the action that you hear. And if you can't, and you're watching this on YouTube because it's at a later date, that's fine too. But yeah, please always remember to go RF wherever possible. And it's been great seeing the guys from South Australia actually streaming. That's been really good. I know they're using Discord as well. to actually monitor the stream coming over to here. So that's really good. And anyone that's in South Australia and they're watching the net and they want to see if signals are coming through, jump on Discord. It's this one here. So if you just grab your mobile phone and scan that QR code, that will take you to Discord. If you're unsure, just drop me a line, VK3VRS@gmail.com, and I'll help you out to get on Discord and you can have a look for yourself. Alright guys, that's it. So if you get your channel ready, you can change over back to RTV2 and Neil will take over from there. For everyone who's watching on the streams, I'll do that for you. Thank you again.
Okay, thanks for that, Richard. I was a bit distracted actually. Things happening in the background. Oh, I've got audio. On that little SWR detector, that's what it is. I do hope to do a little test next week. Basically, you can put it in line, probably virtually no loss because it's just a strip line in line, and you can adjust a little pot to make it trip on a high SWR. It's basically an on or off system. I don't think you can quite calibrate it to say this SWR just dropping a little bit. I did have it on test earlier today and it did work, but it was a little bit touchy because the pot's a small little pot, very, very direct. But look, for a small amount of money, it might be worth experimenting with. So give that a go if you feel so inclined. Okay, now next up will be Mick. I'm on T this evening, so you take it away, Mick, very, very shortly, and then put it across to John, VK3RTV. And then John back to me. Now, just in case Mick doesn't get through first up, because he was a bit marginal earlier, we'll try again after John, if just in case Mick doesn't quite make it this time round. So take it away.
Okay, if I do that. Alright, good day everyone. Mick, VK3CH, coming to you from Doncaster, about 20 k's east of the city of Melbourne. We're a bit marginal tonight, so we'll see if it holds. Alright, the main thing I want to tell you, since we've been mucking around, is I'm going to put make it shaky cam. So here's our shaky cam. Now what we've got, that's the insides of the transmitter. So what we've got is on the top where you can't see is the hides. So there's the 12 volt supply, the 24 volt supply, and the new kit on the block is the Pluto board. Now I've got a switch here that I haven't drilled a hole for yet, there, which is in the T position. When I did put it in the S position, the power supply failed. Like it said, I've got a short circuit on me, and what I think has happened is the wiring here on that board, where are we? I can sort of point to it near there. I think the pin shorted when the wire got moved. So what's happened is I've got a where is it? If I get closer to there, there's an opto coupler sitting on top of those resistors, and because the short happened, it's put 12 volts across the transistor on the opto coupler, so I think I've cooked that. So it'll be a trip to JCar to get a replacement. All of about $1.40, I think, for that, and some better wiring. And so what happens is, I'll put it back to me. What happens is, when you switch it to the hides, it puts a positive on the hides and the hides front control panel controller, the digital readout, and that's it. When you switch it over to the Pluto, it takes the 12 volts off the hides and its front panel, so they disappear. And what you've got, coupler on the Pluto, and when the pins, there's two pins, when one goes high and one goes low, there'll be a voltage to drive the opto coupler. I don't know if I'm freezing or not. To my TV it's like I'm borderline. Anyway, when the hides, one pin's high and one pin's low, that drives the opto coupler, which allows the voltage to go through, which picks up a relay, which allows the RF from the Pluto to go through to the PA. So that's just protection for the hides when it gives that initial, calibration output spurt, so that you don't blow up your amplifier. And that goes through the switch in the hides position, and it also picks up the relay in the 23 centimetre little relay that diverts the output from the hides into your PA. So what's happened is, I think the two pins where the relay coil was have short-circuited because of just the way the wire is. It's a bit too fine. And when the opto coupler's gone to switch through and say, yep, the relay can pick up, it switched through to a short, and I think the transistor has kind of gone to God in that one. So we'll replace all that and put better wiring in, and we'll see how we go. So we might have a dual system ready for next week, so you can switch it either in S2 or T as we see fit. So a work in progress, but obviously at the moment it's in the T position and all that part's working fine. That's about all I've got really. So yep, I'll put it back to Neil. I think or is it John ATV? I think, I'm not sure. I think if it's going over to John ATV, will you take it? I'll drop carrier. Cheers all. It's sort of half holding up, but yeah, hopefully it'll be better next week. Cheers.
Good evening, everyone. John, VK3RTV in Williamstown. Been some interesting projects on this evening. I wish mine were. I wish I had the time to get into those. But hopefully, in the near future, I'll have more time for the electronics projects. Peter, 3BFG. Your audio was fairly muffled in your last over, so you might want to watch the replay of the net and have a listen to your audio. During the week, I went to, well, actually it was the weekend, last weekend. I went to an open used test equipment sale in Melbourne. Very interesting. Life's work there in the warehouse, and the life of collecting used test equipment. There was lots there, but there was no guarantee that any of it worked. And I came to the conclusion that if most of it was sitting in the repair workshop, it probably needed repair. So I I didn't buy anything, but there were certainly a lot of people there and a lot of people buying a lot of test equipment. So yeah, it was, was looking for an RF signal generator, and there were quite a few there. But I wasn't quite willing to take the risk. What else have I been doing? I've been painting bathrooms, so that's taken most of my time for the last few weeks, unfortunately. But that should finish soon. I went to the Amateur Radio Victoria AGM last Tuesday night, so both Peter and I were there and unavailable for last week's net. That was interesting. Amateur Radio Victoria is going well, and which is great, because we wouldn't have a lot of facilities to amateurs if Amateur Radio Victoria wasn't around. So it's good that that's going strong. My next project, I've been watching Martin. I can't remember his G call sign, but SRTing in, and I thought if that's going to be a bit of a trend, I'd like to talk to people who come in. So the best way to do that would be All Star. So I finally pulled my finger out to put the All Star node in. So I purchased this online. It's looking not quite. Looks like I've got too much light there. But anyway, that's oh, nearly dropped it. That's the All Star RF side of it, and I had an old Raspberry Pi 3 that I was going to use for ports down, but never used it. So I'll hook that up and hopefully get onto All Star. So it's a little difficult to talk to a few of the ATVers even in Melbourne. So that hopefully should be fairly handy. Just a shout out to Ian, VK3QL, who hasn't been on the net for a little while. Just to say, I hope you're watching, Ian. We're missing you on the net, and hope you come back on air soon. That's probably about it from me. So I will pass it back to Neil. I'll just give him a bit of a heads up in case he's distracted again. And yeah, hopefully everyone's enjoyed the net. It might be a reasonably quick one tonight, but yeah, hopefully have some more interesting content for you in the coming weeks. All right, so I'll play my thanks for watching, Neil. Everybody stay tuned on RTV2, and I'm on DVB-T, Neil. So it was a quick transfer off from Mick. I'm not sure whether you're on TRS, but hopefully you're on T. So thanks everyone. Hope you enjoyed tonight's net, and we will see you next time.
Okay. Right. Oh, wasn't expecting that. Hold on, just wait till it comes up. Okay. Happens when you're live on.
on TV.
1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 TV. 1 Let me see. I'll work this out. What have I done wrong now? Just bear with me. When you're live on RTV, things happen. Why isn't that changing across? Okay. Bear with me. Okay. Live television. Okay, thanks for that, John. And I also concur with you that I hope Ian comes back to the net very, very shortly, and hopefully it won't be too long and we'll see your smiling face back up on RTV for the net. Now, we've got a special guest coming up on RTV1, which is a surprise guest. I'm not actually going to introduce the surprise guest, but you'll know who that is very shortly. So if the surprise guest could come up on RTV1 right now, I'll let people know when you're up, and then everyone please switch across to RTV1. So just waiting for the surprise guest to come up. Let me see. No, he hasn't come. Okay, thanks for that, John. And I also concur with you that I hope Ian comes back to the net very, very shortly, and hopefully it won't be too long. We'll see your smiling face back up on RTV for the net. Now, we've got a special guest coming up on RTV1, which is a surprise guest. I'm not actually going to introduce the surprise guest, but you'll know who that is very shortly. So if the surprise guest could come up on RTV1 right now, I'll let people know when you're up.
Here we go.
Please switch across to RTV1. So just waiting for the surprise guest to come up. Let me see. No, he hasn't come up yet, so I'll keep on waiting. Okay. Nothing yet, so
It's pretty hard there, Neil, because I've got a massive delay.
there we go. The surprise guest is on. Please switch across to RTV1 right now.
There we go. I've got no idea. There's probably been 30 odd seconds delay there, or maybe more. Anyway, for those who don't know me, it's Phil, 3GMZ. I do the streaming connect to the BATC and give assistance to Peter where needed. Luckily, we haven't had too much to be needed at the site recently, which has been really good. So anyway, yeah, I just happen to be coming in on SRT from a hotel room in Bright, Alpine. My hotel room bed, there you go. Main Street of Bright, just purely for the hell of it, really. I wanted to prove that the SRT was working. The SRT is a Raspberry Pi sitting at the RTV repeater site, which has internet backhaul, and the BATC streams I relocated from the BATC site to my QTH. But because I'm on the wrong side of Mount Dandenong, what actually happens is a lot of signal related issues. So I've got 2 lots of LNA installed on the input to the BATC streaming set-top boxes, and they've got a relay control which keys up the streaming system. I just noticed, you can probably see that I'm all taped up. Oh dear, let's get back to that in a minute. Yeah, so the BATC streamers are done from set-top boxes that are sitting at my QTH. But I've got 2 lots of LNAs, amplifiers in the system because RTV to my location typically sits at around about neg 110, 108, something like that, which is pretty low in the noise. So I've got to put a lot of amplification and filtering in and various other challenges that I have. But anyway, so the BATC streams you see are going through a reasonably high gain antenna, knife edge refraction across the top of Mount Dandenong. As luck would have it, I'm about equidistant from Mount Dandenong as RTV is from Mount Dandenong on the western side. It's pretty close to 15 kilometres. So the RTV site is about 15 k's west of Mount Dandenong. I'm located approximately 15 k's. This is line of sight, mind you. 15 k's east of Mount Dandenong. So as luck would have it, the knife edge is quite reasonable. At time, well, mostly, not probably 80% of the time. Yeah, I've got pretty good RTV reception most of the time. But I've had to install a couple of LNAs because the set-top boxes aren't particularly great when it comes to receiver sensitivity. I'm using the what are they? They're I can't even remember what they're called now. Peter BFG will tell me. He'll be screaming down the stream now, going, "Oh, they're this, they're that." I can't actually remember what they even are, but anyway, whatever they are, they're pretty average. But anyway, a couple of LNAs and some filtering and various things have improved that. So yeah, the stream seems to be holding up fairly well. I've just got to make it permanent. At the moment, it's a big mess on my ham shack, which is about, I don't know, 150 k's from where I'm located in this hotel room right now. So, yeah. But anyway, just wanted to sing out and say good day. I didn't even realise there was a net on. That's how much I've been kind of a silent partner in the whole thing. But seems like everything's all working and everybody's happy. So there you go. Anyway, all good. Hope everyone's keeping well and all the best. Hooroo for now. I'll put it back to you then, Neil, 3BCU. Good to catch up to, by the way. And Dave, you know who I'm referring to, says g'day also. Yeah, all good there. Alrighty, we'll talk later. Hooroo for now. Enjoy the stream and the BATC and RTV and all that other jazz. I'll get back to my... whatever, I don't even know what I'm watching. Oh, Clarkson's Farm, I think, on Channel 9 here in the hotel room. Alrighty, hooroo for now. VK3GMZ. I think Neil's got it under control by the look of it. VK3GMZ. Yeah, I think so. VK3RTV. Hooroo for now. It's a bit hard because there's a massive...
Right, thanks for that, Phil. Great to see you. It's been a while since we've seen you in person, and we know that you're Peter's mirror in terms of the repeater. You work probably just as hard as Peter to keep the repeater going, under Peter's guidance, no doubt. So really good to see you up, and hopefully we'll see you up more on the air RF-wise, which we do see you up sometimes via RF. That's it for this evening. It's been a good net, quite a few stations on, so please watch again next week. We've still got 16 watching on YouTube, and I'm not sure how many on Discord, but there is a few. And apparently the RTV1 and RTV2 stream via BATC is working, although as Phil said, sometimes it may be a little bit unreliable because the signal to Phil's place isn't quite making it all the time, so please allow for that. So thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you all next week. Cheers.